Hi, Irish.
Okay.
Oh,
Angela,
yeah.
we are live on Facebook.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, everyone. We have lots of people coming in on the Zoom side. We're almost ready here.
Mhm.
Lindsay, I have 134 on my side. I thought maybe we could start at 135. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect to me.
All right, so we'll do that. And then tomorrow, once we start, if you can press record, that would be wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Looks like we're,
Angela is being recorded on Facebook.
it is, okay. Okay, terrific. Okay.
All right, Angela, it is officially 1:35. You want me to start? I don't hear the chimes coming in as much now.
I think so. I think we can do it.
All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. We're on Zoom and on Facebook, so thank you for your patience as we get that set up. But we're very happy to have you here this afternoon for a modified version of Nap Time News Special Edition. With us, we've got some esteemed members of our team here today, and we're really excited to share with you a lot more detail on the workforce programs we have. So I think I know most of you probably, but for those who don't know, I'm Lindsay Carson, CEO of the Early Learning Coalition, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So Camille's my Vanna. She's going to move me to the next slide. All right. I've been talking to many of you folks for quite some time now, and I really wanted to kind of open this presentation to share with everybody and remind us of where we are now. This is where we're at in the market. It is a tough market out there. It is a tough time, and we have heard over and over and over from you, when we ask, what can we do to help you? What can we do to help stabilize your program? What supports do you need? It always comes down to workforce. And so recently I was traveling, came across this, but it really, really struck me that the cheese has moved. The cheese has moved way down the street. We were all concerned when the minimum wage change passed because it went up to $10 an hour in September. And the $15 an hour was going to be 5 years from now. So we were going to have time to build into this. And what we have seen is we're in a $15 market now. So the picture that's here is from Buc-ee's. Some of you may know it. They're expanding now into Florida. They've already started. Buc-ee's is a giant gas station. It's a cool gas station. It's like the Walmart of gas stations. Like there's a million pumps and you go in and they got like a restaurant area and you can buy some live, laugh, love swag for your house. And they got all the snacks and the whatever, they got all the food, they got it all. Okay. But it's a gas station at the end of the day. And they're hiring right now very openly, and they're starting at $15 an hour to run the register at the gas station. And you get an extra $2 an hour if you're working overnight. Thank goodness most of us don't have to do that, but kudos and props to our family child care homes who step up and take care of those children. However, the starting wage is $15 an hour, and there's medical benefits, and there's 3 weeks of vacation, and there's 401k. And I don't say this to look, I don't say this to be doom and gloom. I just put this out there as kind of a reality of, okay, this is where we are. And it's tough. However, you're not alone. This is a nationwide issue, and it is one that we will tackle together. The Early Learning Coalition, our team, our advocacy, the legislature are all kind of working together to help our providers in overcoming this and continuing to provide the great services that you do. So with that in mind, we just got a $2 million grant to really begin implementing, or I should say expand, the implementation of several initiatives. The goal of that grant is very specific. Those funds are designed to recruit early educators, reducing those vacancies that we know right now we're at a 15% vacancy rate based on the latest survey. Thank you to those of you who responded to our survey. But we're at a 15% vacancy rate. That's huge. So to help that, we've got some recruitment activities, also looking to increase educational attainment. As we're seeing that turnover, we're seeing a lot of new folks coming in off the street, green. They don't have the experience. They don't necessarily have the education. And we're rebuilding that aspect of our workforce. We've always had some of that in the past. Now it's a bigger issue. So we've designed things built around that as well. Finally, we have some amazing people in our field. We know because we talk to you all the time. We see it in the field. We see it in the data. We know we have some awesome early educators out there who have stuck with us through the most challenging few years of my career. And I recognize fully that I'm on the periphery of that. So we want to retain those experienced, educated educators who have really stuck with us. So there's a whole aspect of retention here as well. And then finally, we want to increase access to high quality through staff development. There's a lot of training that we can offer to help improve quality so that we know children are getting the experience they need. Now, those first three things have to happen because no matter what training we offer, it doesn't matter if there's nobody to take it. So we have to have the folks coming into the field, staying into the field, and we're here to support you in bringing them in. Or for our family childcare home providers, looking at how we can upskill your programs and also expand your programs and strengthen your programs with quality supports. So this is, what we've got designed here is for all of our providers. There are some things that are specialized, but that's where we're at. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to the brilliant Angela Tufts, who will fill you in and get us started.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Sorry, I just had to switch my internet out. I was getting unstable there for a second. So the overarching goal that we have is to build a system of supports that include in-house programs and now also leverage partnerships for just a comprehensive program for early childhood workforce in Pinellas County. So you see lots and lots of programs and partnerships on this page. We're going to go through each of those in depth as we move on through the presentation. So this is a pictograph that our lovely Camille created, highlighting some of the major benefits of our workforce programs. So we have something for everyone. Your new hires can enroll and engage, and they get this $500 90-day $500 sign-on bonus that's paid out at 90 days. We also cover onboarding fees for fingerprinting, background checks, the 40 clock hours and literacy courses, exams, and even first aid CPR. If you have existing staff members or once your new staff member hits that 6-month mark, we have things for them as well. So they can enroll in our Elevate program, which is a wage supplement program. They have to register on the pathway. We'll talk about that a little later. But when they do that, right now for the 6 months of this grant, they are actually going to get a $1,000 enrollment bonus. After the grant runs out, that will still be $300. And once they meet all of these requirements, they can move up to the national CDA level, where they're going to qualify for a $1,500 a year annual bonus, and also sign up if they wish for our scholarship programs for formal education to work their way up to an associate's degree. And we do leverage the Teach scholarships, so that pays for 80% of their tuition, and then the coalition covers the cost to the provider or employer as well as the employee. So it's at no cost to you or the staff member. And you can see, we'll go into more detail as we go along, but you can see as they go further and further up the ladder and gain more knowledge and more skill, they're going to earn higher and higher benefits. So some of the new things that we have, we've updated the sign-on bonus and moved that up to $500 for centers. Because you have several staff members, there is a $2,500 sign-on bonus when you sign on to Elevate. And we also, with this grant, everyone who's a member in Elevate is going to get an extra payment in June. So more money for everyone. So if you're wondering if you qualify for the programs, these are for providers. So this is for your site. You need to be a licensed family child care home provider, large family child care home provider, a licensed child care center, or licensed exempt faith-based provider. You also have to have an active school readiness contract and participate in school readiness program assessment and be located in Pinellas County. So for Engage and Elevate, which are our workforce initiatives that give heavy benefits to your staff, you do have to commit to a minimum hourly wage. And you can see these wages listed for this fiscal year and next fiscal year on this slide. So we are asking, depending on your staff's education level, that you pay these minimum hourly wages. So the foundations level is someone who's completed their 40 clock hours. The ECE 1 level is someone who has a national CDA. ECE 2 is for an associate's degree in field, and an ECE 3 is for a bachelor's degree in field. And Lindsay talked about a little earlier that we recently completed a survey, and we asked you a lot of different questions. And one of the questions we asked was, what is your hourly rate? What are you currently paying? So you can see on this graph, the blue bar is for your lead instructors, and the red bar is for your assistants, and the green bar represents the minimum wages that we are asking you to pay if you enter into the Elevate or Engage program. And wonderful news that on average, the vast majority of you are paying equal to or higher salaries than what we are asking you to, with the only exception being at the bachelor level. And you are only 30 cents an hour off from what we're asking. So very reasonable expectations for a lot of benefits.
So we're going to go into a little bit more detail for some of our programs, and we're going to start with Engage. Engage is really the entry point for new staff into all of our workforce initiatives. As a participant in Engage, there are benefits for both the provider and the instructor. The costs associated with entering the field or beginning a new job within the field are totally covered. So this includes background screening, clock hour courses and exams, your first aid and CPR certification. Sometimes employers in our field can push some of that cost onto the instructor, and that can be a real barrier for recruitment. So these reimbursements to the provider can really kind of help remove that barrier. So then after 90 days of continuous employment and all of the introductory training completed, both the new staff member and the director get a $500 bonus. So this is a really great incentive for onboarding and completing all of that training in a timely manner. Another way we can provide some onboarding support is through the development of a computer onboarding training that's site-specific for your center. So now more than ever, directors are often covering in classrooms and dealing with short staffing. An online onboarding training can be really helpful in ensuring that new staff get the information that they need to be successful in their new job at your center. And then after new staff have completed their introductory periods, they'll also be connected to our other programs for further upskilling and retention within all of our workforce programs. Oh, I'm sorry, skipped ahead too far. I'm so sorry, guys. It went all the way forward instead of back here. All right, here we are. So this is the Florida Early Learning and After School Career Pathway. So it looks kind of similar to that infographic you saw before, and that's because it's based on this. So this is what our wage supplement program is based on, and we wanted to show you how it connects to the different programs that we're offering. So you have your new staff member, they've gone through Engage, they've onboarded, taken all of their training, they've registered on this pathway, they've gotten that $1,000 bonus, and their next step is now achieving their national CDA, and we have a program for that. So our Quest program helps participants achieve that national CDA. It'll get them on that pathway and earning that annual wage supplement. One of the many great things about Quest is that it meets participants where they're at. So if they're brand new, all of the training that they need is offered. If they already have an FCCPC or a CDA equivalent, Quest will help fill in the blanks and get them to that national. We found Quest to be so successful because it includes coaching and mentorship, not only on the best practices presented in the training, but also on navigating that credentialing process. Quest is very flexible. We offer online and instructor-led content. It's also age group specific, ensuring that your infant toddler teachers get what they need and your preschool teachers get what they need. And then an exciting new addition that we're able to offer with this workforce grant is technology stipends for participants to get a computer. Not having a computer can be a major barrier for participants, as that can limit their ability to participate in the online training and complete everything they need for the credentialing process. So having the technology they need will help them be successful in Quest and if they go further. PDAP, our Professional Development Assistance Program, we have options available for everyone regardless of their education level. So if you have staff who already have their national CDAs, PDAP can support them in achieving those associate's and bachelor's degrees with no out-of-pocket costs for them or for the employer. We leverage Teach, but we cover the portion that Teach doesn't cover. And additionally, we're able to offer an extra $500 PDAP participant bonus this spring.
Okay, so Elevate is a program, the wage supplement program that we offer, and enrollment in Elevate can start as early as 6 months on the job. So if you have any staff member, whether they've been with you 6 months or 6 years, they are eligible to enroll. Camille talked to you earlier about registration on the early learning pathway, the career pathway. And so any staff member who enrolls on that pathway, completing the requirements for it, will be entitled to a $1,000 bonus just for enrolling. And then after they have enrolled, depending on their level of education, they can earn annual supplements, which are paid out semi-annually. So they'll get someone at the ECE 1 level, which is that national CDA that Camille talked about, would receive $1,500 a year, which would be paid out in two $750 payments every six months. And just to let you know, that is the equivalent, if you have a full-time employee working year-round 40 hours a week, that is the equivalent of an additional 72 cents an hour. You can see on this chart that the wage supplement goes up by education level. So someone with an early childhood associate's degree would be making $3,000 a year. A bachelor's degree would be $6,000, and those are equivalent of $1.50 or $2.88 more an hour. So what we're helping you do is really leverage and provide wonderful benefits to your staff members. As we talked about earlier, there is that minimum wage. We are asking you to commit to a minimum wage, but when you pay that minimum wage and then have the wage supplement, it's really providing an excellent worthy wage to your staff members. So you're going to get them in the door, you're going to keep them in the door. And as we talked about earlier, they will get an extra 6-month payment in June because of this wonderful grant that we've received. So if you are wondering who qualifies for Elevate, it is anyone working full-time, 20 hours or more, the qualifying school readiness provider who's participating in school program assessment. They need to provide direct care for children ages birth to 5. So if you are a director and also the VPK teacher or in the classroom for more than 20 hours a week, you would also be eligible for this benefit. And they also have to maintain at least 6 months continuous employment with you. And the nice thing about that is you're going to get them to stay. So if somebody leaves your employ and goes somewhere else, they would have to sit out for at least 6 months. So it's another reason for them to stay with you. And again, we recognize that centers have multiple employees. So as you're making those initial commitments to the compensation rates, we're going to give you an enrollment bonus of $2,500 to offset those costs.
So one of the things that we're most excited about in all of this is our ability to offer some additional coaching to support providers participating in our workforce programs. We want to support you in navigating all the different offerings that we have and getting each staff member set up with the programs that will meet their individual needs. We'll be using the program administration scale to help you with leadership development. We've purchased LMS, that's learning management system licenses, that will support that site-specific onboarding training that I mentioned earlier for your new staff. And we'll help with other aspects of the onboarding process for your new staff, including giving some introductory information on the class assessment to your new staff who aren't familiar with it yet.
And Lindsay is going to tell us a little bit about the Be Well stipend.
All right. So I'm actually really excited to share this with you guys. As we've talked before, know that benefits are a big challenge. I haven't even had a chance to crunch all the numbers yet, but we know from what I've seen in the surveys, it looks like at best less than half are offering medical benefits, and it looks like it's probably closer to a third. I promise I'll crunch those numbers and provide it for you so you all know how things stack up. However, we know our teachers have been through a lot. You've been through a lot these last few years. And while we can't say, hey, here's the solution to medical benefits, I'm trying, but haven't gotten that far. There are some things we can do to help lighten the load and provide some support to our providers. And this one is something we've never done before. So I hope you guys like it. But this is designed to give grants to providers so that you guys can subscribe to either to EAP, Employee Assistance Program. So an employee assistance program typically offers several support services to your employees. And that includes mental health counseling, even financial counseling. Most of them have some type of legal consultation available through those programs. And so we've had, a lot of people have experienced grief or loss or really, really stressful, difficult situations or major economic downturns. Maybe their spouse lost their job or they're, dealing with this economy that's so difficult on folks. And so there's actually these supports, and it's not super expensive, but it is meaningful to the folks who use it. And it's pretty common with medical benefits to have as an add-on to medical benefits, but when you don't have that, they don't have access to it. And we really want to ensure that our teachers have the support they need, because we know that our kids are going through this. We keep talking about all the supports we need to provide for our children who are going through this tough time. But the fact of the matter is, we can't give something we don't have. And we respect that our teachers and our providers are going through a lot as well. So that's what this is for. Now, there is an option on here so that instead of just purchasing the EAP subscription, if you chose to use what's referred to as a PEO, a professional employment organization, if you subscribe to some of those PEO programs, it helps you, the PEO provides supports like with employee relations, workers' comp, FMLA, but it also can manage your payroll, which is a very common use for it. So, a lot of you pay through QuickBooks. In this case, people could do their timesheets through it, and then it would generate all your taxes and checks. And I'm not an expert on that. I mean, we use one, but I'm not an expert on it. However, I do know that at least our PEO offers EAP as part of that package. So if you chose to go that route, it would probably be, it would be a little more expensive than what it would be to get just the straight EAP subscription, but it comes with other benefits for you as well. So that's something for you to determine as a business owner, whether or not that would make sense for you. The other thing that it does is it offers a 401k. So it doesn't put the contribution in it, but it does at no additional cost allow you to offer 401k so that if they chose to, your employees could make contributions. Now, I'm no fool. I realize that many of them are paycheck to paycheck, and it's hard to say, oh, now I'm going to put in, 5% into a 401k, but there are folks who want that option, and it's certainly something to consider. So ultimately, our goal is to get the supports that our teachers need and that you guys need. And there are a few different paths on that, but that's what this grant is intended to do. And if anybody starts going down this path and comes up with some really cool, innovative strategies, we'd love to hear that as well.
So another piece that we're really excited about is coming in March, and it's our Early Learning Leadership Conference. It's going to be a full-day training from an expert in the childcare business. She'll be covering content all around recruitment and retention, including budgeting and how to keep up with the increasing labor costs. Participants will receive a workbook, a copy of one of her books, and individualized budget consultation as a follow-up. So that's very exciting. Registration information will be coming soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Camille, I'm going to jump in for one hot minute on that, and I'm sorry, I will turn my camera back on. Okay, sorry, Camille, I know I didn't rehearse this, but I do want to just add, I really want to encourage folks to take the training with, can you back up the slide, Camille? Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
All right. I really want to encourage folks to participate in this. Coming soon, I've mentioned to you guys before the ARPA dollars. You guys have received quite a bit of grants. We have given out millions and millions and millions of dollars in grants already to providers, and you haven't seen anything yet. The ARPA dollars are big. And so we really want to provide that support to you guys to use those dollars as the best investment possible in your programs and as you design your priorities and how you want to proceed. And this is a great tool for you to do that so that you can be, forward thinking and planning with it and have the tools that you need to do it. She in the consultations with her isn't coming back to us and saying, oh, well, this center is doing this or this provider is doing this. It's really for your benefit, but it's an amazing tool in a time where there's a tremendous opportunity of additional investments coming your way. So just a little plug for that.
Thank you, Lindsay. So many of you have heard of Conscious Discipline by Becky Bailey. This is a wonderful, wonderful program that talks about classroom management and how to be proactive with behavior issues and how to create a school family. It is just full of all kinds of techniques and strategies that allow you to create environments where children can thrive and build social emotional development. So the conscious discipline training is very expensive and is very sought after. We were able to purchase a license for their online training. These are specific modules for teachers working with infants and toddlers or teachers working with preschool age children. It's all self-paced, all online, and free. Not only is it free to you, but we are also going to give you a $200 stipend to purchase some kits that are designed to go perfectly with the training that you will receive. So we'll have lots more information coming out about that, and registration is going to start the week of February 28th.
So infant capacity building. We've offered infant capacity building in the past, but these additional dollars have allowed us to expand these grants. Centers can use these funds to open classrooms for infants and toddlers, and family childcare homes who are interested in becoming large family childcare homes can use these funds to expand and specialize in infant toddler care. Additionally, the grant amounts have increased. So if it's something you've been considering, now's a really great time to take that step. Applications will be sent out in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that.
Thank you. And we are also going to be launching a huge marketing campaign that is designed to increase awareness of the importance of high quality early learning. We want to educate families about available services and programs in the community, and also help you recruit early childhood professionals in your program. This is not just a large marketing campaign, but it's a very smart campaign. They're going to use geo-tracking. They're going to be on social media, just everywhere. It's, I think, very exciting. It is going to be very helpful, not just to you as a business owner, but also to your families and the community.
Another exciting development will be a pilot program focusing on the recruitment of new teachers to the field. So we'll target those who are interested in the field, particularly recent high school graduates. We'll offer stipends for them to complete a 1-month internship in early childhood education. All the onboarding costs for them will be covered, and an additional bonus will be paid to the director or another identified interim lead at the host site, and coaching support will be provided. So more information on that will be coming soon.
All right, so I'm not going to read this slide, but we just wanted to gather all of the amazing things that this grant has to offer on one slide so you can just soak it in. Please know that we will be providing a copy of the presentation. And of course, you can always go to Facebook to see the recording, and we will probably send a recording out to you or post it on our website. We fully recognize this is a lot of information.
So as Angela said, it is a lot of information, but if you're wondering what are the next steps to get started in the workforce programs, you'll want to email engage@elcpinellas.org. Just let them know your school name, your contact information, and someone will reach out to you to follow up with you, provide you with the participant agreement or the MOU. and just kind of detail all the benefits and expectations for the program. You'll complete an interest form for each of your staff members so we can help get that ball rolling, connect them to all the programs that will benefit them. Those staff members will receive that follow-up information also on how to register for the pathway, get that bonus, and get started on their upskilling and wage supplement journey.
All right, and we're going to turn it over to Lindsay, or if you have any questions.
Any questions? I don't see anything in the chat on Zoom. I'm not sure if anything's coming
Okay.
through on Facebook, but I bet Tamara will tell us.
Yeah.
So while she's looking at that, I will just provide a few closing thoughts first. I know this was a lot. Kudos to our team who put this together. And I want to reiterate, this was put together in response to the feedback that we have received from you guys. So I like to think that you guys developed it with us. Our effort is certainly to respond to the needs that you have expressed as in the most effective way that we can with the resources we have. These are limited resources. So that last slide that listed everything, you see how the dollar amounts jumped up and there were some extra things on there. Those are things that as of right now are good through June 30th. That's when we have the money for. The money is like a pumpkin on June 30th and would go back to the state. So we want to take full advantage of the resources we have right now. We'll see what happens moving forward, but in the meantime, we're going to do the most that we can with what we have in this moment to support you. So I hope that this stuff is helpful to you guys. I hope it helps to rebuild your workforce and strengthen your programs. And retain the amazing people that you already have. Lots of information. The presentation will be posted, the video will be posted, and as the different programs are opening up and applications are becoming available, you can expect to see that both on our website, but also through direct email communication to our providers, so you know what opportunities are coming up. So with that, be sure that you are keeping an eye on your email. Notice the dates that are in the presentation on when things are coming out, so you can, keep a special eye out for it when you know things are coming up. As Angela mentioned, we're doing a major marketing campaign, and I just want to point that out because more people are going to be hearing about these things, which is a great thing. That's what we're designing it for. However, historically, the last few years even, we've spent every Friday afternoon hanging out together on Facebook and Naptime News. And typically when I'm communicating with providers personally, I know I'm communicating with the directors, the family child care home providers. I'm communicating with you guys. As this information expands out, as we're doing these marketing campaigns and sharing with folks in the community about the different opportunities that are available, your teachers are also going to hear about these things. And what we are seeing is that some of our programs, some of our directors they pull their teachers into every possible initiative, opportunity. It's amazing to see. Sometimes I think, wow, they have more hours in the day than I do. And they're doing, this. Some of others have been a little intimidated by the wage requirements and things like that. And so they haven't always passed the information on for whatever reason. And so your teachers might start hearing about it. And I say that because bluntly, if we're talking about the Elevate program and the wage and these opportunities, and you're not participating in that, I wouldn't be surprised if your teachers came to you and said, hey, how come we are not able to do this? So in full disclosure, it's going to be out there. We hope you can participate. Looking at the wages that we've seen come through, I think we're pretty close to what we've asked for in terms of the minimum compensation plan agreement. I don't think it's too far off. And, as you look at those numbers, that, effectively is where the market has us in Pinellas County. Those are all based upon Pinellas County wage data from our providers who answered our survey. So we know that it's local, we know that it's relevant. And I want to put that out there because I would hate for you guys to go, how come nobody said that, our teachers were going to be hearing about this directly? We want you as their employers, obviously our home providers directly, but we want you as their employers to be able to, work directly with them, develop them, and ideally use our tools to strengthen your relationship, take advantage of the resources we have to offer, because ultimately, obviously, that's the most important relationship there. And we're really here to just back you. So that was just my piece on that. If there's any questions, we'll take it. Did any questions pop
Yes,
up on the other chat?
We do have a few questions, and I'm sorry, Lindsay, I'm going to have to ask you live to verify. Are we able to go back to July 1 or, okay.
Are you
So-
talking about like for the Engage or the Elevate enrollments and stuff? Yeah, our plan that we built into the budget was to backtrack, because we can go to July 1 and absolutely we want to reward those folks who were ahead of the game and got it done and not have them miss out on any opportunities. So our goal is to make it so that anytime this fiscal year, those who qualify for whatever the event is would have access to it. So if you already got $300, then there would be a follow-up $700.
Yes, and
Make sure we covered you.
just to let everybody know, we know who you are, and we're preparing. We're preparing that. So just hang tight, be patient with us. But we know who you are. We know everybody who got the $300 bonus, and you will be getting 700 more. But give it a little bit. It's give it a little bit of time before reaching out. So thank you for that question. And then we
have 2 Facebook questions.
Okay, great.
Our first one is from Courtney. She's asking, is there an estimated time, I believe, on how long the funds will last?
So for the grant, the funds will last until June 30th. However, many of our programs like Engage and Elevate are built into our regular budget. So those aren't going away. They just will be going back to the lesser bonuses. So for instance, the Engage enrollment bonus will be going back to $300 rather than $1,000 after June 30th. But our existing programs will remain budgeted.
And just to
The second
clarify, the
question-
Elevate
okay.
that it goes from 300 to 1,000, not Engage.
Did I say, I'm sorry, thank you.
That's
Lindsay.
okay. I just don't want to confuse anybody.
It's
It's
so
hard to
much
keep it all straight.
information, we get confused too.
Our second question is from Diana on Facebook. She is saying, are teachers required to continue their education to take part in the program? Say there is an older teacher with an AS in ECE, but does not want to return to school for ABS. Are they able to take part?
Yes, that's a great question. Thank you. So if you look at this slide, I did not go over the column that talked about time limit. So, everybody will get that initial enrollment bonus. And then if you've earned your national CDA, you can sit with a national CDA and receive the supplemental wage payments for up to 5 years before having to move up to an associate's. For your particular question, if your teacher has an AS in early childhood, there is no limit. She would not have to, she could receive the supplements as long as our funding allows. We do have, our budget goes year to year, but we are firmly planning for as long as we can to continue these programs.
Yeah. And then just to clarify too, on this slide, Angela was kind enough to calculate it for us to show this is what it equates to in terms of hourly benefit, but the payments are still done every 6 months, just so you know, it comes in a lump sum.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Lindsay.
That's all right.
We have one more question. It's coming from Facebook from Beth. If Beth made an intention to participate, does she need to do that again?
Can you read that one more time?
If we already made intentions known that we would like to participate, do we need to do that? Do we need to do that again?
No. Beth, I would say, if you don't mind, just write in the chat box the name of your center, and we will make sure that we have you. But no, there's no need if you've already moved forward.
At this time, I don't see any other questions on our Facebook.
Okay,
I just got a quick message.
sure.
I don't know the details of this yet because I just see the headline, but Arizona is calling the National Guard to staff pre-K through 12. So I don't know what could go wrong there, but all the more reason that these workforce programs are so important so we can make sure that we retain capacity and have the brilliant people like you taking care of our children who have the skills, the training, and certainly the heart to care for our kids. So thank you for what you do. I can't make that up. I can't.
I need to work on my poker face.
I don't have one.
All right, well, okay. Oh, I see that Camille responded to Toshiko about the 300. Okay, wonderful. If there are no other questions, we will let you go. Remember, you can email engage@elcpinellas.org. And if you have any follow-up questions or you're ready to get started, we will help you out. Thank you.
Thank you all. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend.
Okay.